Well, hello there. As you're probably all aware, I did a video late last night when I read the Lloyd statements. There you go. I gave my views on that, and we'll just keep that there for the moment. I have included in the description here, amongst other things, somewhere where you can find Kim Silvio's letter that she's written to Lloyd's attorneys. You can tell that Kim Silvio used to be a lawyer because it is very, very professionally done. I all need to know where to begin, but it's a really good letter. So if you want to read it, and and it reinforces my view all along in relation to the funds that were used for the trips, if you know what I mean. Anyway, this is a sort of sliding door. I think that's the phrase, the sliding door moment, where things could have been a lot more different if things had only changed about 8 years ago. The reason why I say that is because when Lloyd started doing off his JW activism work, at the same time, he started to do a channel called Living in Croatia, and it was he did this Living in Croatia channel shortly after he did his witnessy things, a matter of months I think it was. And basically Lloyd was trying to demonstrate an English guy living in Croatia trying to be self-sufficient, and it's a shame that never took off, and his witness material did. In fact, when you look in the views, he's only did 3 videos. Sadly, he only ever did 3 videos. One's called oh dear, one's called Big Juicy Homegrown Tomatoes. It's called Big Juicy Homegrown Tomatoes. Oh, and that got 731 views. His next one was called Raising Chickens for Eggs. That got 1.2 views. And his last one, which didn't get as many views, maybe his last one, which is, I think it might have been his pot 3, and maybe he thought, oh, this isn't working for me, was called Our Pets, Bessie and Brie. So he put up 3 videos of his trying to establish himself as living in Croatia and trying to be as self-sufficient as possible. And it is a shame. It is a sliding doors moment, because imagine if his living in Croatia videos had taken off bigger than his witnessy ones. He could have completely curtailed his witnessy work, anti-witnessy work I should say, maybe only just, and then eventually just leaving the channel there and not developing it anymore, and concentrating on his self-sufficient videos about living in Croatia. And I would have imagined he would have developed this even further by then trying to appropriate land where he could then actually grow crops and try to become self-sufficient as possible, and even becoming maybe a farmer, using all the right materials to grow crops, what have you, and be successful in that field. And it's a shame that never happened, because then I would have actually enjoyed probably watching the videos of Lloyd being self-sufficient with his Croatian wife. And I think these videos were uploaded before he had children, because they don't appear on them. His cat and his dog do, and the juicy tomatoes do, and his chickens and his eggs. But usually in these sort of videos, if there's kids along, they would have been there. So I don't think there are any children at this point. But that would have been interesting. You know, I did actually watch them. These are the first Lloyd's videos and probably the last Lloyd's videos that I'll ever watch, because you could actually see that, you know, he's getting into it. He seems to know what he's talking about, and it looks interesting. And it's such a shame that he pursued the activism career instead of continuing his work for his self-sufficiency and potentially becoming a farmer. So it's probably our loss. It's probably the world's loss that he never put his activities into establishing a farm, because how different his life would have turned out to be. It wouldn't obviously be in the mess he's in today, and you know, he wouldn't be using extortion tactics to get money out of people because of his dwindling Patreon supporters, which again has dropped because he made a fundamental balls up because he picked on this a guy who's very popular in the ex-witnessy community, and we're just sort of once he picked on him, he lost about 10, 20 in a couple of days. So I don't think anybody bothered if he picks on me, but obviously they did like this other guy because his content is really, really good. Well, I've only seen one video. I saw the Lloyd video, but it was, you know, it's all graphics and it's pretty good stuff. I just am nowhere near because I can't do anything like that. I'm just completely, you know, can't do anything to do with graphics and other videos and what have you. It's pretty poor, man. So amateur, it's unbelievable. So what I thought was, imagine how different his merchandise on his YouTube channels would have been if he would have gone down the road of self-sufficiency and being a farmer. It would have been completely different produce, produce that he would be selling on his through his online stalls. And so in typical amateurish fashion, and there's a guy called Glenn Matthews who's so looking forward to my next video. You know, he actually was saying, I can't wait for your next Lloyd Evans video. So this video is actually for you, Glenn. Yeah, so it's Glenn Matthews, I'm sure, who's eagerly watching as we speak. Well, as I speak, obviously. So I'm just going to go through a few changes. So on these are, I'm doing the comparisons of what he's selling, and compared to if he had gone down the route of self-sufficiency and being a farmer, how his titles or his produce, how his produce would have changed. So instead of questions young ones ask, we would have had questions that young farmers ask. Questions that young farmers ask at nice on a mug. That'd be lovely on a mug, and a T-shirt as well. Questions that young farmers ask. And his little famous mugs and T-shirts which also say, let's roll the first clip. I thought we could just say, let's shave the first sheep. And by the way, that does say shave, just in case you think it says something else. It definitely says shave. Let's shave the first sheep. Yeah, I might have been bought that myself. Instead of all the T-shirts that said cult life, I would have just probably gone for crop life. Crop life would have been good. Might have bought that one as well. You never know. Another one here is No More Martyrs, where he would have had lots more manure. Lots more manure from... Sorry, that's happening now. Anyway, lots more manure. Lots more manure. Instead of JW Watch T-shirts and mugs, we would have just had Crop Watch. Crop Watch there, that's quite easy. The book, The Reluctant Apostate, would have just been turned into The Reluctant Farmer. The Reluctant Farmer. And also, what's my next one here? I've only got 10, so bear with us. Instead of his shunned lines, he would have just have shave there. The You May Applaud T-shirts would just simply say, you may dig up my crop of potatoes. You may dig up my crop of potatoes. How to Escape. It's a book, How to Escape from Jehovah's Witnesses. How to Prevent Crows Eating Your Seeds. That would have been a fascinating book. A fascinating book. Might have bought that one as well. And finally, the range that he does do, which he goes, hello there. Well, what we just would have the same thing. It's a hello there, and there'd be Lloyd, and then on the other side of Lloyd would be a sheep. Hello there. And the theme music would be, I'm trying to think, because you know, instead of dum 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 da 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 dum, I thought, you know, going on the sort of sheep theme is theme music could be ABBA. It could be knowing me, knowing you. Bah. Anyway, it's just a thought. So as you can see, I never put a lot of again, I never put a lot of time in those, to be perfectly honest with you. But it was just a thought. You know, it's just a thought that how things would have turned out so differently for Lloyd and his family if only his living in Croatia videos had had more views. Maybe, as I've suggested before, that if he considers knocking on the head all his activism work, maybe he should return to living in Croatia, because obviously he is living in Croatia, and start actually doing videos that are nothing to do with Jehovah's Witnesses. There's a thought. That's again me trying to help Lloyd with what he should be doing in the future. I'm telling you what, I'm full of good ideas, me. So anyway, that's it. There's no more now. I don't want to pull up any more videos at the moment. I may do. I'm wanting to. There may be one more. There may be one more I've been thinking about, but I don't know. Anyway, that's it. If again, if anybody would like to write to Lloyd's, email Lloyd's attorney at law, and just maybe, you know, just maybe a quick email just suggesting that maybe he should look at the video of Lloyd, because he then may drop Lloyd Evans like a hot potato. 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 He may drop Lloyd like a crop of hot potatoes. Oh dear. Right, I'm off. Dear me. Before I start talking any more manure. Anyway, see you later. Bye bye.